So, today's video, we're going to be going over season 14 of Breaking Bad. Now, so I got a few. I kind of think I like doing this where I show a few I don't use, and I use a few I do use. So, first we got the first great Flint edge I ever got. Dogs barking at some birds. These birds are really peeing him off. You know what? Hold on. Let me up that brightness a little bit. I think that's what I need, right? Whoops. Do I need to? What do you guys think? Down, up? Let's go a little more. Right there. Yeah, so there's a beautiful flint edge. What does that look like to you, Dayton? And here's the important part. Look at that. The 4 stamp on the pole. This is a good one. Now, guys, if you don't know about separate stamps other than just the branding, there can be stamp here. There can be a stamp here. There can be a stamp here. Extra stamps here. Sometimes up here, here. So just look. Oh, and one more right below, right in front of the eye in the bottom. So there's a lot of places you can find stamps. Just make sure you look. I don't think I've seen one right here, but anyway, look at that nice mulberry wedge. I like this one. So this is, I think it came on this handle. You might not be able to see it, but it is a True Temper sticker. And man, is this a beautiful handle. Here, let me make sure you get the whole thing. Pretty clean too, isn't it? Just a tiny bit of stuff going on with the pole, not a lot. Pretty good. Pretty good. So, one of my favorites. Another great swell. Feels like it might have some kind of coating on it. I'd like that to be a little slicker. Anyway, and then this is the first thing I got where I thought this is the best thing you could ever have. This is such a piece of craftsmanship. So it's not a masting axe. This is a broad axe, a really old broad axe. The pattern is the oldest kind of broad axe probably brought to America. That doesn't mean that this is one of the originals, but this type of broad axe was like the first kind of Kent looking pattern deal. And look at this. Look how absolutely thin it gets. It's just amazing. Who would make this? So it gets less than 0.077, is that thousandths of an inch? Right here. It literally gets less than a tenth of an inch. And then right here in the middle, where I'm grabbing, it gets to like a third of an inch. It's just an amazing piece of craftsmanship. I don't know if you can see the edge flares. The edge is thicker than over here. It's just amazing. And by a lot, it flares outwards. It gets bigger and bigger. It's very strange. You could see it really looks hand forged. Now, hand forged is kind of like is that a misnomer? Because almost everything's hand forged. And I guess by that they mean like open die casted. So it's just a hot piece of metal and you smash it with something. Could be a power hammer. Could be a regular hammer with your hand. But you could see the little intricate markings on it, and just look at the high carbon steel insert. It's just so cool. This is, if you don't get to hold this in person, maybe you don't understand the scale, how big this is. I've showed this on Instagram, but look at the balance. I can't balance it. It is on a bent handle. I don't know if you can see. The handle is bent, but this is not really too usable, so this would be about straight on right here. Yeah, it's just not usable as is. Plus, I can't sharpen this thing. Look at it. Look at that. I mean that. It's just amazing. Oh, I didn't even look here before, really. Hope you could see in there. Wow. What an increase. I just think this is one of the most amazing pieces of craftsmanship I own. Look at the little tiny pole. I have a lot of broad axes. Not a lot, I have like a handful of them. And the poles are much bigger than this. This is a really skinny pole. I'm thinking so people weren't tempted to use it, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, those are some of the display axes. I got a little piece of red oak here that I've chopped with. I actually did that notch with the Super Maul. Let's show you what I have to use now. Oh, this isn't too good. I actually made this for someone and they never came to pick it up. This was probably the first head I got at the flea market. Pretty good profile, right? Not bad. Then we got this boy's axe. This is a cool one. You might recognize this handle, Killinger. 2.25 pounds, 2.25, I think. Nice walnut wedge. I actually don't use a lot of walnut. It's a nice fat wedge. But the thing is, it's probably loose. So in the winter, this will come loose. I'll rehang it. So that wedge is gone. And then this is probably the best bucking axe I have. Just pops chips crazily. And I haven't sharpened this thing since I restored it. More than a year ago, probably. This was the first difficult project I took on. I bought a belt sander because of this. Now that I know a little more, it has a couple of like little rough spots, so it's kind of like got a burr. So now that I know more, let's see if I could kind of fix that very apex. Got a little ant on my file over here. Can't be having that. So we're not going to go double cut because this is the apex. So we want as smooth as possible with a single cut. Let's see where it is. Is it on the other side? No, it's right there. So you're doing very light pressure when you're just working on the apex and trying to clean up loose pieces or bent pieces. Okay, so now it rolled. Yeah, I guess I can cut it now. This is such crazy steel though that in all this time I've used it, I never sharpened it again. It's pretty amazing. Just trying to roll whatever's wrong back and forth and maybe eliminate it eventually. Okay, so whatever is wrong, it either flipped to the other side or it's gone. So it flipped a little bit. Keep going. Now I'm going to cut towards the edge. Hopefully that helps eliminate the burr. I don't know if you call it a burr or not. I do see a tiny bit of damage on the edge. Hey, where's my doggy? Where are you, bud? Just make sure my dog didn't run away. Oh, there you are. he's sleeping on the... He's taking a nap anyway. Should I cut that out or not? Can I tell you what I cut out? I cut out when I say something wrong usually. When I just can't take it. I just can't leave it in. I don't want to mislead people. I was talking to Tom Joyner. I think that's his name, Tom Joyner. He's a nice listener. He comments all the time. And I was like kind of telling him about how I don't like how I make mistakes and all this stuff. And he was saying, I don't watch for that. I watch for like the entertainment. And he thinks I'm a good craftsman, which I appreciate that. But I can't help it. I just really care about not leading people the wrong way. I'm trying to help when I give advice. I know I say things that aren't, sometimes they're obvious, sometimes they're just flat out wrong. Yeah, we're all learning together about this stuff. I kind of mentioned it in the last video how we only get little snippets of what they used to do 100 years ago. Well, that's not the whole story. I mean, we're all figuring it out on our own a little bit as well. And, I'm sure some of us are innovating, Some of the axe guys out there are doing something new. Did you guys ever watch that channel Bushcraft Sisyphus? I think that's what his name was. I thought he had a really good channel. It's sad that he stopped making videos. Once the Lamaka axe came out, I think he was part of making it. Once it came out, his channel just died. I loved that channel. I thought I learned a lot from that. Just, you know, watching a guy experimenting. That's the stuff I love. You know, people trying stuff out, seeing if something works. I love that stuff. So I know he's not watching this, but if he is, dude, start it up again. Okay, so I cleaned that up a little bit. Let's just open this notch up. I started this with the Super Maul. I just wanted to see if it would cut, and it did. This little boy's axe is pretty nice, actually. Whoops. Wow. That was a mess. He doesn't know what he's barking at. Oh, boy. What a goofball. So that did all right. Go, buddy. Go. Come on. Somewhere. You have a dog that's stubborn. He'll do what you say, but in a different way. Kind of like a teenager. So this one's probably three pounds. Wow. I haven't actually cross-cut with this. Ooh. That edge is uneven. You could tell. Yeah, that's a really wide notch, isn't it? There we go, the angle. My angle was off. Can't believe I didn't realize. Okay. I just want those to pop. Let's try the best one now. I love this axe. I'm not trying to like do any work. I'm just showing you guys what kind of work these axes do with these profiles and those weights. Okay. This is such a fun axe. Longest handle though. The other one's 30. Boy's axe is like 25. You see the difference immediately. You can see the difference. Not too sticky either. Huh. I'd probably just slam the handle. Oh, I gotta get the top. Because of how wide this is, I gotta get the top. There we go. Now it's the opposite. Now I gotta go get that bottom. Yeah. You see this axe? You could tell. Oh. Fucked up the handle again. I have to lean it up, or else I'll hit the handle on the top of the notch. That's why it's nice to have a handle that's short, so you bend more. I honestly like bending more back-wise. If you have a lower back problem, maybe it's just me, but I find I have to bend more for it to be comfortable. I've heard Buck and Billy Ray talk about it, where if you're just standing, like leaning a little bit, it affects your back, and I agree with that completely. I don't know if he just has I don't know if it was just his lower back that was injured, but from what I've found, for my lower back injury, leaning a little bit is a lot worse than bending all the way. Should we, let's finish it with the best axe. There's no competition. This is the best by far. 3 1/4 pounds, maybe a tad lighter. How am I going to do this? Maybe I should just spin it. Oh, it's dumb, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Yeah, now you'll really get to see this profile, this weight, and this handle length. Whoops. Yeah, it's opening that up a little more. See when I lean back on it. Oh yeah. How about that broad axe? I love that thing, man. Not swinging too hard here. This is about 12-inch diameter maybe now. Getting to this big side. Hey buddy. Hey bud. Oh yeah. You got an itch? I just gave him a bath, so he's probably feeling funny. He's a crazy boy. And I'm a sweaty boy. I don't know if you can see that. Oh shit, is the camera turned? Yeah, you're fine. Zoom in a little. So you can see this notch pop. I mean this chip. It's funny when you come from the other side and look, you can see the issues more. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah. My angles are all off, aren't they? Back to me making mistakes. You know, I'm trying my best to say the right things, but sometimes I'm not talking about being offensive. I'm going to be offensive to some people sometimes, but I try to get the information as right as I can, but yeah, it's tough to just talk and be right all the time. It really is. If you have complaints for people that talk for a living, try it out. I mean, how often do you say dumb stuff? Because I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody. I think I'm just about like everybody else. I think we all have our issues with getting information correct. It's hard to remember everything you want to say. I mean, if you think about it, like book reports, you got to give a bibliography. You got to give references where you got this information. It's very rare you're getting that on YouTube. So, you know, you're supposed to act accordingly. You don't stake your lives on things unless you have practical experience. You have something to judge with. Even axes are dangerous. You know, if you look at me wearing sandals and you're like, oh, I should wear sandals, what are you doing? There is a reason why people say, this guy's wearing sandals. It is goofy. I don't disagree with that. Wow. I said I wasn't going to finish this notch, but I don't know, I guess it's bothering me. Being all complete. Being a whole completed notch and stuff. By the way, when I used to post videos, I would get like 20, 30 views, and nobody would really comment. And something's changed all of a sudden. YouTube's like promoting me. So I appreciate everybody that watches and comments and stuff, and has they look at me and they're like, I like them. Everybody like that. You ever heard, you know who Patrice O'Neal is? Comedian. If you like me, I like you. That's what he said. And that's an easy thing to follow, you know. It's not hard to go along with that one. If you like me, I'm probably gonna like you. Unless you're some kind of serial killer, I'm probably not gonna be palling around with you. I might talk to you. I might see what's up. Why that happened? Trying to cut this plant. Yeah, why did you kill serially? Why'd you do that? It's always something I think a lot of humans think about this. A lot of people think, why are people obsessed with war, murder, stuff like that? And it's just the extreme ends, The most exciting thing to people is like, what are you not supposed to do? What is the highest form of stress a human goes through? Stuff like that. And I like to think that my sandals help with the video view. You're thinking, this guy's losing a leg. I'm watching this because I want to see this guy's toes get reattached. This is really hard. There's a knot. I'm just going to try to power through. Whew. If you think I'm not getting tired, you're wrong. What you are supposed to stop, remember that. When you get tired, there's no point in keeping it going. Unless you're like saving. So if this is a fire rescue, and I'm trying to punch through a wall to save someone's life, yeah. Listen, you're risking your life anyway, so if you stab yourself by accident or injure yourself terribly, it's kind of part of the gig. So, but I'm sure that firefighters have a lot of safety stuff, And I've seen when they use the pickhead axes, fireman's axes, they'll hold it up high when it's a long handle, which totally agree. That's how you work on limbs that are up high. You hold the axe like this, or maybe a little lower, but to get the most control and not to hit yourself, you have that holding hand up high. Just check the edge. Yeah. So this is steel. This steel is just incredible. It truly is. Top of the line steel. What is it? A Collins? It's the Collins Co. Collinsville, Connecticut. Is it Connecticut? I had no idea. I'm not not the best historian. I'd love to be, but it's tough for me to sit down and read something forever. Sometimes I'll just skim through them. Or I have an axe book, or I haven't been lucky enough to find a catalog really. But if I ever was, I probably wouldn't memorize the whole thing in one sitting. Pretty much impossible for someone like me. I'd remember a couple things maybe. Bust through. What kind of motivational thing would someone say? The weightlifter guys? I don't want to be motivational speech guy. Doesn't suit me. It wouldn't be authentic, I do want to help people with the axes and stuff, but someone that sweats this much, making one notch, I shouldn't be motivational. I shouldn't be trying to motivate you. I should be trying to motivate me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Once again, the Big Fat Sweaty Bass.